Hello, Professor Max. Why don't you like to... Professor Max is having a little bit of difficulty. He's a little camera shy, but today he's going to tell you about takt time. Yes, takt time, and level production, and nutrition, and exercise. Okay, so what in the world is a takt time? Well, I'm gonna explain it because Dr. Maximilian is much too camera shy. So basically takt, this is a chopstick substituting as a orchestra conductor's takt. It's the baton that he plays. He signals before the orchestra to indicate the cadence of the music that they are performing on behalf of the audience. That is called the takt. So takt time refers to the pace of that. But anyway, so here's the definition in this instance. It is the maximum acceptable time to satisfy the requirement of this class, which means net time available divided by daily demand. So whatever the reading requirement, whatever the writing requirement, that's what you plug in for this formula. Now, how do you derive the available time? Everyone is given 24 hours, but you do need to subtract your sleep. And I want you to at least sleep 8 hours. Plus, you have to be in class sometimes. You have to be eating. You have to take shower and shave, put on makeup or whatever. You have to do the grooming. Hopefully you exercise. And maybe some of you have to take on a part-time job. I know I had to, which was really less than ideal. I wish we could all bunch that up during the break period, like winter, spring, or summer break. And during the semester, we don't have to work. That would be really ideal. But anyway, so include that time, and then also cooking or cleaning or shopping that you may have to do in that day. So subtract that to yield the available time. Keep in mind, and that will give you the takt time. So keep in mind the human attention span is probably at optimum around 40 minutes or so. After that, it becomes not so focused. But anyway, so you may want to have 40-minute intervals to yield the value added study time. Okay, study time that is not focused is just simply waste of time. Whatever the minute you put in has to have value added, which means you have to eliminate things like wasteful movements, wasteful thinking, daydreaming, and to eliminate erratic fluctuation behaviors, whatever that may be in your case. I'm not going to go into details. And whatever may be unreasonable demand on your time. In other words, if something would normally take you to do 6 hours, but if you only have 30 minutes to do it, that's unreasonable task. So you may have to think about a different strategy. But anyway, eliminate all those 3 elements. Also, 5S, that refers to sorting it out, straightening things, scrubbing, stabilize, and sustain. Sort out what you are required to do, straighten out your priority, and straighten out your desk and room a little. Scrub, meaning simplify, streamline things. How can you make it easier? And then stabilize your efforts, and hopefully it needs to be sustainable. It's not just the protection of environment that needs to be sustainable, but your study habits must be sustainable. And then the next point that I wanted to make was leveling. This is important, and the leveling production is it's the constant rate of output, and that needs to equal the class requirement. So again, I asked you to put things in a daily quota, and that rate of your upkeep has to be consistent and not at a stop and go kind of a thing. So in other words, the horizontal line is the constant line, and you don't want to slack off and bunch it up until the night before finals. You want to eliminate all those extremes and then level it out. Level out your efforts as much as possible. And then the night before your finals and other exams and interviews, you want to rest and, get your beauty sleep. That's very important for your performance. My last diamond dust is the nutrition and exercises. This is very important because as a college student, basically what you are is you are academic athletes, okay? So what that means is you should not be doing any all-nighters. What Olympic athletes do you know does an all-nighter training the night before their final event? Or any professional athletes? No Cardinals, no Rams, no Kansas Chief football players are gonna stay up all night, okay? And that would be a really suicidal, stupid thing to do, because your brain cells need oxygen and food on a consistent basis. You do not want to be feeding any refined sugar, excessive caffeine, alcohol, and needless to say, drugs. And you certainly don't want to binge eat or drink, okay? To be honest, I've done them, and that's how I have spent a little bit of a time as an undergraduate, I confess, which is one of the reasons I'm getting on your case right now not to do it, because it doesn't pay off. Okay, so by exercise, I am highly recommending both the resistance training as well as aerobic exercises. Combine these two that are optimum for your current physical condition. Consult trainers and try to do them consistently. That way you don't have to pay the price like I had to pay at my ripe old age and become porky. Anyway, So we are all about relentlessly pursuing improvements. That's what college students are all about. And I wish you all the luck and best to you from Dr. Maximilian and me. Bye-bye.